So I'll be gaming in 31 minutes and 5 seconds. Let me go clean this motor out. Gotta find a cheaper source of protein. So I'm probably gonna eat one meal. Hate cooking and cleaning. It takes time. So morning, 30 grams. And whatever I consume, probably 20 out of 30 grams. 30 grams. That's what I'll do. Maybe 50 grams in the morning. 30 grams. Scoop and a half. So that'll be 30. We'll say safely 40. And then meal will be about 20. So that's 50. Like conservatively 50. And then at night it'll be 30, so that's 80. So I'll do 80. So scoop and a half in the morning. So I get my coffee, get the protein, and then this when I lift. Should be okay. Yeah, that's my new thing. I only gotta cook once. Only gotta clean once. And then I'll be able to get enough protein. Hopefully that after about 3 months, see where I'm at. And go from there. Alright. Alright, let me go do a few things. I'll bounce around this place so I can see what's up there. I study a little bit. So I already did these PowerPoints. Didn't really study. Oh, don't want to show what class this is. Yeah, fuck man. I gotta do what I gotta do. So everything that could tangibly be related to someone else, so someone deep dives or whatever, I don't want them to be either privacy infringed upon. So I don't mention anybody else's name but mine. I think a lot of people have this really good mindset of like it draws attention away, and I get that, you know. It simplifies a lot of things, but Hawaii being Hawaii, I'm very polarizing. I don't want anything to be or whatever. It's a healthy concern for it. Like someone might look up, I know, like this and might state something on there or whatever, and then that person will get affected. I mean, it is open or whatever, and I know definitely it would have been true like 20 years ago. Thank God, you know, I'm not doing any of that stuff now, but it is what it is. Some people get very emotional. They just want to associate because they have no lives with just a little bit of something. It is what it is. So if I state something, it's usually in the past, will have nothing affect. It's already done with. So like stuff from Jersey, me in the wrestling. I wrestled at 103, 112. If I was currently wrestling, I would never bring it up. I lived in Tahiti. Had my ex-wife down there. Like the stuff that's past, have no relevance, it's already over and done with, whatever. That kind of thing. 20 minutes. Or... Alright, here we go. I want to see their color. Put my gym clothes and boxers in order. Well, read some of this shit. So, like I said, my goal this year is to get everything back to where it was. Because, you know, you lose stuff in the laundry, your socks, like your gym shorts, you become really accustomed to it, and then they slowly fade or whatever. So, I just get new shit. Like this. Like that. Can't even barely read that it's polo. You see very faint, but they're, you know, they're expensive, but they're the most comfortable. So, like, when shopping around for boxers, you know, like every man does, like, but I could tell you these are the most comfortable ones that are out. And for something's around your fucking balls all day long, you want it to be comfortable. Trust me. And so they last longer too. But kind of embarrassing. I went to the Comic-Con and I hung up a shirt that I went to the gym with, but I didn't know because I didn't separate it. But that Japanese former porn star, oh, she was cool. I guess when you're in that industry, like, you develop this personality, this is like, well, you can have the opportunity to develop personality. It's really on point, and you could tell she had that. Sometimes, you could be around all the best shit and your personality's like crap. Sometimes you're around a bunch of shit and your personality sort of gets forced into being like really good. So I guess maybe we all have aspects of that range. Let's see what this year brings. Is this medium or small? It's like now, like you've been in Hawaii, and now that I look back being in Seaside, like I remember like people teaching me shit, just like you bump into them like at the club, like how to do the kick step, whatever. Now like who knows to do that? Like 5 people on the fucking planet at that time, Like, oh, okay. It's just like you're just so naive in your little town, that you're in the boondocks, and then later on it's not the boondocks, And over here, same kind of thing. Talk to people. You're like, a person looks like they should be famous, and like, it turns out they are, So you just go over and say a few things, boom, boom, on your way, completely natural, completely chill, make people laugh or whatever, and you're out, But you sort of identify those personalities growing up, People are just chill, whatever, See if they're bound. You throw out a few things, see if their responses is. Tip out. Over here you're handicapped because over here, if in your personality you speak a lot, it's almost ingrained that you're not smart, So it's almost like you're led down the path of least resistance. Your reinforcement of this antisocial behavior, if you speak and you come forward, which Asians are very intrinsic. I won't say shy, but not as vocal. I don't want to say passive aggressive, but what happens in, I think, in a small society like Hawaii, you do get on average more passive aggressiveness, whatever. That being said, when you're around a lot of people and you're cool people, you're still going to have that assertive personality. So you sort of see that non-assertive forward personality reinforced over here. Not that I'm a psychologist or whatever, but I see it. I was just like, do you believe you have an alpha personality? And I don't even know what an alpha personality is, but I would assume it's one that gets along with just about everyone. But I'm just saying over here, like you have a really good personality, alpha, you're an alpha male, whatever. You go up to people, whatever, Everybody could say, I have a lot of confidence, I could deal with anything. But to actually have those behaviorisms, I would love to say that I have it. I could easily state it. I have an alpha personality. I could be adaptive, blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't mean like I go up to people like to hear what I say. It doesn't mean like I can make people laugh, I can make everybody laugh, or I could persuade everybody or whatever, or have those little things. There's a lot of different externalities and biases that come into play, whatever, right? I guess, being aware of that is part of it. But, like I said, stating that you have that and not realizing that you're reinforcing a non-assertive personality types is not good, and being like, well, that's a good one. That's a good thing to have, not going up to people, because if you ask too many questions or talk a lot or whatever, that's, whatever, not being smart or whatever, right? So, that's just being assertive. Now, once you're assertive, that goes to the next phase is your personality good? You just can't just be playing, be like, oh, hi, everybody. Oh, blah, 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 blah. I guess it's probably what they're getting at or whatever. Or that's how they minimize a good personality. That's definitely understandable. But then you have biases come to play. And especially if you're speaking outside of your culture and be like, well, it's a black person, white person. For me, it will come off a little racist if I spoke to a white person or black person like that, Usually try to be positive, That's default to that, so you don't come off. So, and so if you're assertive, do you make people laugh? Do you relax people? Do you create that atmosphere that's very conducive to effective communication? That's intelligence, emotional intelligence. 6 more minutes. I'm killing time like a motherfucker. So stating it is one thing, doing it is another. And then another big thing is common sense. Yeah, you don't have any common sense. It's like, I don't think people know what it means at this point. It's the application of intelligence. Having information and acting on it. Knowing is one thing. Any fool could memorize shit. Any fool could pick whatever I have over here and read it and have it sink in. Unless you're a wall-licking retard and you have like an absolute shit memory, you're gonna remember. That's it. And if you don't, just whatever, I'm talking about, life's not over. But I guess that's the lowest level intelligence. And then next one is synthesizing and processing it. And, we all know those steps, whatever, higher levels of thinking, hopefully at this stage in the game. And then using it when you need it. I guess growing up, my big thing is like, people are like, oh, I know this, oh, I know that. I'm like, so motherfucking what? If you know a wrecking ball is coming down and it's an inch from your fucking face. What are you gonna outthink that motherfucker? Your force of fucking will and brain power is gonna push that motherfucking wrecking ball out of the fucking way? So motherfucking what? It's like when you know it and how to utilize it and to get the outcome you want. You know what I'm talking about? This is real life, man. That shit's all over. Just knowing something and bragging about it's done with, man. This is shit could happen, man. Shit's all done with. Oh, well, 5 minutes ago. Well, motherfucker, what happened 10 seconds ago? I don't care what happened 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, half hour ago, an hour ago, yesterday. What's fucking happening now that I could use? Shit's always changing. Caught it. Three minutes. Run away from the fucking propeller. The stabilizer. Away from the... Alright. No. Okay. Can't believe it took like fucking 10 minutes to do. 15. Hold up. Can I put this away? to watch some Now You Know. I ran into this guy, or knowing better. And I remember saying something, and he's one person's like, oh, you're right. Instead of like this outright saying I was wrong, like he's like, yep. I was like, you're local. And he's like, yep, but you're right, though. Look at it. Oh shit, I'm good. Okay, let me look at this guy though. But you know, like when you know you're meeting someone really smart, you can just tell. Let's see here, we go to YouTube. Oh.
Feminism to you, odds are you're all, yep, you read the title, you saw the thumbnail, you know what this video is about. If you're asking yourself why you should listen to a straight white guy mansplain feminism to you, odds are you're already sold on the idea. You don't need to be convinced that social justice is a valid cause. So this video probably isn't for you. It's for my fellow straight white guys who are on the fence. Maybe they say things like, I'm not a feminist, I'm an egalitarian. Disgusting! Or they go to commentary channels on YouTube to laugh at ridiculous SJWs.
If it's your worst, then give you a 1 star. You're gonna be on Gawker.
Don't get me wrong, those people probably deserve some ridicule, but just as you don't like being compared to every tiki torch guy, these people don't represent all feminists. So the hope is to arm you with a few more facts about feminism and understand the logic of social justice warriors. And I know that just talking about these things, even if I don't necessarily agree, is going to get me called all of the leftist SJW libtard names. So I might as well look the part.
Damage.
This video was brought to you by Skillshare. This video is going to be a little different from my previous moderates guides. While I will be referencing some laws and studies, there are no scientific papers I can hold up that flat out say toxic masculinity exists, or conclude by saying this definitively proves that white privilege is a thing. No study just says that in black and white, which is what I assume you've come to expect. But no study ever comes to a definitive conclusion. I wouldn't trust them if they did. Instead, they study some tangential aspect of a problem and leave it to us to infer the rest. And the best way for me to help you make those connections is to tell you how I did it. Let's start with white privilege. Like many of you, I immediately get defensive whenever someone says I'm privileged. I certainly don't feel privileged. I don't get a break on my taxes, a check from the government, or a discount at Walmart simply because I'm white. Economics is the first thing people think of whenever they hear the word privilege. And in that respect, I've certainly never been privileged. In fact, I've had a pretty hard life. I know what it's like to hope that my paycheck enters my bank account before my landlord cashes the rent check I already gave them. Assuming YouTube doesn't demonetize me, this will be the first year I ever get to say I'm middle class. Anyone who knows me knows that I've had some pretty dark times in my life. Some darker than others. Some I brought on myself, and others were just bad luck. Like many of you, I was unemployed during the recession. So I've certainly never felt like I've ever had any tangible privilege or advantage in life, but that's because I was thinking about privilege in the wrong way. I've always felt like what I have is the standard. Those people are privileged. What I get is just the same basic package that everyone gets. But everyone doesn't get it. Were I anything but a straight white man, those dark times I experienced would have been significantly darker. Were they easy? No. Not even close, but they were comparatively easier than a woman or a black person in the exact same situation. though I didn't feel that at the time. Privilege isn't an extra that you've earned. It's more about what doesn't happen to you. Like I said, I was unemployed during the recession. I applied for what must have been hundreds of jobs before I finally got one. And then less than a year later, I was laid off because the charter school I was working at shut down. So I had to go through the entire process all over again. Only this time I kept track of it in an Excel spreadsheet. Yes, I am that kind of nerd. I applied for 67 jobs over the course of 2 months, all while struggling to make ends meet. Thankfully, I'm white and I have a white-sounding name. I don't know why this debate comes up every time I say that, but I'm definitely white. All 4 of my grandparents are European. And just to get ahead of the inevitable jokes, sometimes when I look in the mirror for a fraction of a second, I see my dad and I'm terrified. Not because he's not a good-looking guy, he is, but because of my straight male whiteness and my white-sounding name, I only had to apply to 67 jobs rather than hundreds. Yes, there are studies that show that job applicant discrimination still exists against queer people, women, and black people. Sometimes all it takes to have your resume tossed in the trash is having an ethnic-sounding name. So while I thought I was getting the same basic package as everybody else, and it just sucks for everyone, there are some people who aren't even getting that. And that is a privilege I didn't even know I had. If I were in an emergency situation like a burning building, and I've never been there before so I don't know the layout, and a woman stands up and says we should all go out that door, but then a man stands up and says no, we should all go out that door, knowing nothing else about the situation or who these people are, I'm probably going to listen to the man. And studies show that statistically, so would you. Does that make me a sexist? Maybe. But the fact that I recognize this male privilege and recognize that it's a problem is a step in the right direction. And it makes me wonder, how many times have I been that guy? How many times have people just accepted my authority or even my opinions simply because I'm a man and not because I was correct? People rarely ask me for my credentials. It does happen, but it's rare. I never get told that I must be lying about my degrees or my profession because I'm black. Yes, these are real comments.
Yeah, my teacher attacked me. She's like, who said you don't have a degree when you say that? That doesn't happen. It's like, you're not supposed to ask you what's your degree. This day you have a degree. And I'm like, it happens all the time, you know what I mean? I'm just like looking at her, I was like, do you not know these things happen? You get to state you have a degree. You get to act like that, and those are responses back to you. Those are not our responses. We get challenged. Oh, you were in the Marines? Oh, okay, well, bullshit. Oh, okay, well, you were in the Marines? Okay, well, you were Pogue. You weren't in the infantry. Oh, okay, well, you're in the infantry. When did you serve? And then, you know what I'm saying? Then, when did you serve? Then, where were you? Where were you stationed? You know, whatever, you know what I'm talking about? And probably turns out they never even served.
From a friend of mine's channel. It's the same for women. Along with the usual sexist garbage, their credentials are always in question. Most people just take my word for it that I have the degrees I say I do. The only thing I do get questioned on is my military service. Yes, I still get these comments almost a year later. Whenever I show this picture, I always get accused of being a pogue. I'm used to it. The military is a constant dick measuring contest. Yes, my uniform is clean. It's almost like I knew that, and that's why I asked to have my picture taken. Yes, I'm wearing a face mask. It was actually freezing that day. I still have that mask. Here I am wearing it in my second video ever. But here, a video of me in Iraq, no face mask, no clean uniform while wearing my armor with all the bells and whistles. See, this was easy. I know I was there, and I have pictures and videos to prove it. Most of you probably accepted that I was there without having to be shown any of that, or asking for my DD-214, or my degrees, or my transcript. Not because I'm trustworthy, but because I'm a man. Imagine if I wasn't a man, and I didn't have pictures or video, and I was trying to prove something significantly more serious. My goal with this video is not to completely sell you on feminism and social justice. In all truth, that's probably not possible. But I do want you to understand what these terms actually mean, rather than going with your initial defensive gut reaction. The same reactions I used to have. Maybe you're down here in your level of understanding, while someone who has studied it for years and has made a career out of it is up here. You don't want to be up here. nor could I get you there. I'm not an expert. This channel isn't called Knowing It All, but I can help you bring your level of understanding up a bit. This isn't meant to be the one and only video you ever watch about feminism, but I do hope it's among the first. As a result, I am going to simplify a few things in order to help you understand that social justice warriors don't want to destroy the world as you know it, or even video games. They just want to make it more equal and inclusive. I've been playing Division 2 a lot recently, and it took me a while to realize that the female characters are wearing just as much gear and armor as the male characters. You might be thinking, yeah, obviously, why wouldn't they? And I'd remind you that that wasn't always the case. It took us a long time to get here. The fact that you thought that or didn't even notice that Division 2 characters were dressed the same is because of people like Anita Sarkeesian and the feminist movement. Feminism, and the left in general, has somewhat of a branding problem. Phrases like white privilege, male privilege, and even Black Lives Matter lend themselves to misinterpretation and defensiveness.
Alright, I'm gonna watch this a little bit later. I thought it was a quick 5-minute video. But you do see like civil rights and Latino rights, black rights, whatever, those same elements into feminism. How can I explain this? Tactics, same. I mean, behavior is pretty much the same. You see these constants in biases and stereotypes, whatever. So the same types you see to keep down black and Latino, you see that in women, whatever, you know. But it's unfortunately like the feminists, I think it's only towards women. It doesn't happen with black or Latinos. Or they usurp it and co-opt it and outright, you know, I'm talking about it. It's just, and you have racism within the feminist movement. They use that as a catapult. And it's kind of frustrating. So I just sort of push it off to the side. So, I mean, but you can't not be for women's rights if you're black or Latino. I mean, it's just, if you're against racism and discrimination, I don't understand how you cannot support gay and lesbian or women's rights. It's just really, I mean, I definitely can't, but if you are any kind of, think any kind of deeply into it, it's nonsense. But over here, and now you have this incredible naivety, whatever, and I see it in some of the Native Hawaiian movements, and I'm going to say it outright, so lighter skinned ones, that are very, that just think towards that little group of people, but are racist against others. And it's basically pushing like a white agenda forward, and that really is infuriating or whatever. And the thing about it is, it's not just that, it's just that they approach you as if you can't discern it. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to even try to fucking deal with any on me. It's just like, what's the point, you know what I'm talking about? You're not convinced you're going to go back to your little safety zone and do that or whatever, you know? And then, you know, I have Tongans, Samoans, Tahitians or whatever, just sort of look at them like, what the fuck, you know? And when I was in Tahiti, they were always talking about, like, what the fuck's happening in Hawaii? I'm like, I don't fucking know. Ain't my business, you know what I'm saying? I'm not fucking one of those people, you know what I'm saying? So you kind of agree with what Tahitians believe, you know? And it's kind of weird because you can't really talk to people over here because they're all like, oh, well, we have Tahitian blood and they know how Tahitians are. I'm like, look, I mean, they think very differently politically than you do about Polynesian aspects or whatever and that kind of thing, you know, like, I'm not even going to get into it because it would be shocking. You know, I'm not going to say some of the words, and here I am, you know, saying my business, you know what I'm saying? But, so I'm just like, whatever. I know what it is, I don't want to deal with it. So I know how, like, Polynesians, like, deep in the mountains of Tahiti feel, whatever, towards the French, and you project that out towards another Polynesian people where it's completely mixed. I'm not going to start having stuff that I shouldn't repeat, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's not my culture, but, you know, it's just like I can't listen to it. That's the end result. I just can't, you know? I'm not going to listen to something that people are hiding behind to put me down on furthering, you know, a white agenda. I mean, shit, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, what the fuck? I'm going to listen to those people don't even like you. You know what I'm talking about? These motherfuckers don't even like you. You know what I'm saying? If you push that racist shit, first off, to be like Nazis or whatever, you know, talking about, and you're gonna appeal to those small little, you know, and there's not even a lot of Nazis, you know, in the mainland, but that's who basically they appeal to, that little fucking little band of people. It's ridiculous. But they filter over here and they pump them ideas of this most radical fucking white shit or whatever. Most white people ain't like that or whatever, but they push that to say, well, we'll be down with you. We're gonna be your allies or whatever. Motherfucker, it's just like, really. And then they had the audacity to be like, oh, you should go on, but motherfucker, you should take that shit on. You know what I'm talking about? Go to the mainland and be with them, and have them not like you, even though you kissed their ass. I mean, I remember lots of times, you know, growing up with my Irish and Italian friends that are blind or blue-eyed or whatever, you know, and it's just like, and you see these Nazis that will have like brown eyes or whatever, and they get all, and then my friends will come up, and they'll be like, oh, look, beat motherfucking ass, you fucking Nazi fuck, you know what I'm saying? It's like, they look more Aryan than they do. It's hilarious, man. It's a strange world, man, but I shit you not, I have it a lot of times. No, you know, I was like, you make yourself look like a fool, man. Like, I know you have no power. I mean, look at you. You know, you're not even the perfect example of what you're trying to put out, you know. That's why I think it's just all a joke, you know, same purity of race, of being Latino, oh, you're 100% Puerto Rican, oh, you're 100% Native, or 100% this. Shut up, you ain't 100% nothing. It's just an image. Bullshit image. Anyways, I'm gonna play this game. Sorry, I'm just being real, man. Just being real. So I just want to hide this out. I mean, one of my good friends, Anthony, I'm not gonna say his name. Big redhead. Big guy. I'm saying, married black girl. Has lots of kids. As in, I'm not gonna get into my other friends, whatever, but see, you're only gonna pull from those crazy people that don't look like who you worship around you. That my people, blonde hair, blue eyes, morenos, black, the whole fucking rainbow, you know what I'm talking about? So that's, they corner themselves off in those little things they could only pull from that one community. You know, it's ridiculous. And then, you know what's funny, like 10 years after, 5 years after they claimed victory, couldn't win at that time, and later they want to be like, oh yeah, motherfucker, you weren't there, and if you were there, you knew I joined the Marine Corps, and that was that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, that's how Jersey is, though. But I understand it. When I speak about it, people all bullshit because that's Jersey. You know what I'm saying? I lie just like everybody else. I'm human. I still do whatever, but I'll speak about it, you know, as honestly as possible, whatever. So I don't need to do it anymore, you know? But I know what people are trying to do. They're trying to bait me into some kind of bullshit lie so they could hide in that confusion and push their agenda. And so I identify that a lot of people in Jersey now, and I'll be like, look, now you're going to lie one aspect or whatever. And it's just easier for me because I don't want to do all this politicking and thinking or whatever. I just remember it from memory or whatever, and then it's just easier. I remember one time I told somebody what to say, like, God, it must be 25 years ago, and then he repeated the same back to me, like, oh, I told you to say that. I told you, like, they don't lie back to me. Can't even remember, you know. They be all slick and smart and shit, you know. That's how it is, you know. You say whatever the fuck you want to benefit to you, see if it sticks. And then the other person's supposed to respond with their bullshit. And then people don't know their ass from the elbow, and then they'll just gravitate who they feel more of affinity, association or whatever puts forward their agenda with, or probably who they look like, But so if I got some bullshit against me, I say the truth, whatever, talking about, I'm at peace or whatever, talking about, they're just gonna constantly bullshit. My shit's gonna get verified, a big chunk of it, and people really give a fuck, and they're just gonna be out there and know what they are, you know what I'm saying? And people who believe their shit, I know I just push them away because one, they're going to just, no matter what I say, they're going to support them. I'm talking about. They can't find out the truth. They're probably dumb as shit, can't, can't figure out shit on their own, you know what I'm saying? One of those things, whatever it is, figured out a long time ago. My point is I'm just wasting time. And so I'm just like, whatever. You see it out here too, I'm talking about. It's just like, well, I'm supposed to confront these people? No, motherfucker, I'm just going around them. I'm not going to deal with them, I'm not going to convince them. I'm too old for that shit. I'll convince them by going to the gym. I'll convince them by getting an education. I'll convince them by succeeding. I'll convince them by doing these things that are proven to state who you are as a person, that you are in a capitalist society, that you're better than someone else, that you achieved in our competitive culture, You do those things, Those externalities that when you deal with somebody, they know who you are, whatever, should they listen to you or not, whatever. Doesn't matter if kind of words come out your mouth. You're going to see some magical phrase, and they're going to listen to you. Especially one of those magical phrases could probably, what group you belong to, what race you belong to. And then how do you expand outside that group is doing those things. You lift, you study, you succeed, you follow through with things, what I'm talking about? And if it's no matter what you do, you can't convince them, that's the definition of racism. And you definitely don't want to deal with them.
Oh, well, hello there.
Oh, just invited to.
We're playing Bastion.
I always switch at that third phase. Or at least I was a little best.
I was trying my very hardest to stop you. I was playing Roadhog at the end.
Oh. Alright, this one I usually just fill.
The Mercy on her team was, literally didn't do any healing. She was just a battle Mercy.
She was healing me.
Yeah, that's all she was doing.
What? Diva? I didn't
Trust
know
me.
that. Damn, we're already here though. What's up? Everyone meet us at point.
We should be able to get point. They're all dead.
Yeah.
Oh, Grant, I just scared the shit out of me.
Have a little healing Mercy, thanks. Real charge.
Okay, we're going to push after we get through them.
Uh-huh.
We're going to push. We're pushing now. Everybody go forward.
Yell at me again, fool. I'm gonna cry.
I have my ultimate now. I looked at everyone. I got for Sombra, by the way.
Ooh, we got a Reaper. We're good. We're good. Fuck, hang on, bro. I can't revive you right now. Oh, fuck, McCree. I tried to heal you.
What's Anza?
You got this.
Yeah, they went Tracer. What the fuck? Whoop that ass. You die from that, you're gay.
Yeah.
Oh, haha.
No.
He pulled too early. I got you, McCree.
Nice motherfucking job.
Oh, I just got my second ult too. That's too bad.
Thank you for that hard push, man. Pulled it off.
Yeah, Diva always works there.
Oh, good. We got 5 minutes. Yeah. Who's our diva?
Me.
Taylor Lord? Taylor?
Taylor top 6.
Okay. Oh, Taylor. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Well, I can go Wrecking Ball if you prefer.
No, I'm used to Diva. I mean, Wrecking Ball just has odd mechanics. I don't know. Diva's just like a known thing. You know what's happening. I don't know. I feel more easy with Diva. Anyway.
And I just have it.
What are you
Wrecking
doing?
Ball's fun. When you put the
Yeah,
practice in.
go Hammond. I mean, I don't care. Matter.
Who do you have on me to go?
What do we got?
You get Mercy?
Yeah, we need a
Maybe
healer.
Moria.
I can't play Mercy. Well, I could, but
Then just go Mercy.
Mercy's fine. It worked last time.
I always go damage more.
Interesting strategy, Reaper. Got behind. Ouch, Ryan.
Alright, that's not a good idea. We need
That's
to back
okay.
up. Everybody back up. We're fucked. I'm on checkpoint. I'm checkpoint.
That shit's so fucking far.
I know,
Once
right?
Ryan charged in, we were
No,
kind
no,
of
no, Ryan, just hold back. It's not gonna happen.
It's fine, Ryan, but try not to charge in next time.
That'd be cool if we can like get the objective back.
Yeah, maybe that's a new mode.
Let's go.
Like, it would go back and forth, you know what I'm saying? Like, you capture it, and then you would have to have more than 3 objectives. Or yes, at least 3, right?
More time too.
Yeah.
10-minute game. No, 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 no.
We need to get back on the point.
Fuck! Reinhardt's nano boost.
thing.
Okay, we're alright. There's no, ticks.
Kill her, kill her. Kill her, but I'm
Oh,
healing.
she's so low, she's so low, she's so low. She's over here.
Behind us, Genji. On point at me. Aw, you're fucking killing me.
Oh no. That's dumb. Stall it so we can get some ults in. Some pretty decent ults.
We're good, we're good. We need some heals though.
Who said that?
Templar. Brigade,
You
brigade.
just said you're a heal.
Yeah, but I can't directly heal myself. Dude, you know what I mean? Unless I hit somebody.
Your left bumper.
Nice, Reaper. Nice.
Well, Reinhardt's behind us.
Okay, let's go get Ryan. Yeah, Ryan's to our right.
Should have trickled him. So.
Do we see Ryan?
Yeah, he's out here.
What the fuck?
I'm Die Tracer. Okay, let's get back, let's get back.
Dude. Oh my god. Oh, what we got?
That fool's nanoed.
Nice guys. They already have like a minute less than us.
Can I get a rose?
Use it here.
I can, 7 seconds.
Okay, no problem. Okay, give it to, whoever. Do you ever get healed?
Yeah. Thank you. Come on. I would have gotten so many kills if one of his stupid immortality failed.
Thank you.
Oh man.
Alright, trying to back up, trying to back up.
Right on point.
Nice, Reaper, as always.
Fuck that fool up. Fuck that fool up. Yeah.
Oh my god. There we go. Nice, we got this.
This Reaper is hard carrying.
Reaper?
Reinhardt.
Yeah.
You got his sweatband on. He's
What's his name? Mutton?
Oh wait, I'm pretty sure that he was the Mercy I played with last game.
Okay.
Battle Mercy. Well, you do better as Reaper than you do Mercy.
yeah, they're at 1 minute.
Just kill that immortality field if it comes up. I don't want to deal with that when I'm nuking them.
No! I think they got it right there. Yep.
Can we get out there? Can we contest?
Oh no, I'm going Diva.
They have 1 minute. Oh, they have 1 minute and 4 seconds. Which should be okay.
Oh, we're doing defense again. Let's see. Where we have our defense. And the first point's hard to contest once they get past the choke.
So we don't want to overextend, alright? We gotta stick together.
Got it. Yeah.
Alright, come on.
Ryan, you're gonna have
15 seconds.
this.
Ah, dude, I fucking, like, dozed off.
Alright.
Thinking of some shit.
Just like, really don't
Like, we want to delay them here, and then fall back to the point.
Yeah.
Sometimes I
Although
want
once
to,
we
like,
fall back to the point, it hardly ever works. If like one person's in the point, let's send like 1 or 2 people back.
Yeah, I mean, delay as much
Yeah.
as possible here, and then we fall back. Not when we're dead.
they're coming, Junkrat!
They're coming. Come on.
And them shots, McCray.
Well, the
Bro,
mercy.
don't be scared, bro. Get in there. Swing that shit. Wing it like you're real mallet. You know what I mean? You ever get out of the shower and just swing it?
I swing it when I'm in the shower. Talking about me.
I'm coming. Who's that? Yep. Fuck her up. Fuck her up. Oh, that sucks. Slept your
Indeed.
ass.
Oh, Trevor's wrong!
What
You
the
should have seen he was like wobbling as fast as he can to get to the...
I know.
I can get there.
Damn, you think I'll do it?
1 tick, that's all we need. Let's have some dive tanks.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna do the diva thing I always do. Every time.
Alright.
It works like 90% of the time.
We guys keep Ryan up while he plows through everybody.
Yeah, and then once a few of them fall back, that's when Ryan is allowed to charge. Not literally charge, but move forward with the shield.
Okay.
So you can hear me. Everyone but Golden Gamer, which is the Reaper.
Is that salt? Oh, that's... whatever. It is salt.
He sniffs it. He's like, it is salt.
It's not fucking recreating.
Shameless plug. Oh, let's kill that stupid turret. Turrets are down.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I'm literally doing the exact same
they got a
thing.
fucking bash. Hey, where you at? You can go over this wall.
Alright.
Oh, fuck, you left me. Oh, shit.
Okay, they're falling back. I might die, but they're definitely back. So
What are these mechanics?
Okay, we're going.
Get a booth with a wrecking ball.
This map's the shit. turrets on the fucking those things, the vendors.
Ouch. I swear, if we tie this, it's so annoying.
Alright, we gotta make a sort of push all together.
One by one.
Get that turret first.
I'm gonna destroy these gay ass
Oh, they're
turrets.
so low. And the big ass turret, Bastion. Bastion's screwing us over.
Help me! Ah. Like, help me! Oh, I'm gonna choked. Saw that.
Let's get some healing on this Bastion. Oh crap.
Okay, let's go right. Going right, to the right, to the right.
We ain't got rights. Oh, it's to the left. Hey, what happened to the right? What the fuck? I'm the only one who came over here.
No, the right. You're on your other
I
right.
need to kill this Symmetra first.
That's retarded. I'm gonna go kill myself.
Such a cheese comp.
Why are we not fighting on point? Hey.
We got it. This is
Yeah,
it.
we won.
Kill this Mercy. Mercy's gonna contest.
Oh, I smacked her.
Nice job.
Smacked her up and away.
Let me get some
You
of
guys
that
had to whittle
photo.
down their defenses from the back line.
That's right.
And then
Good
challenge
job.
the Bastion.
Kalulu. Slightly. Oh shit.
Thanks for playing. Yeah.
Yeah, good luck. Alright, got my game in. Alright. I was unjustly banned. 2 hours. It's the moral of the story. There is no story.